I will recommend this, but not everyone likes this, but I will recommend What's up guys, it's PC Minor 101 here, and I'm back at it again with another video. So today's video is all about organisation, put together, and just being on it, because 2026 is the year that we're gonna have everything sorted, ready to go. So here's a list of a couple of ways that you can do that. So let's get into it. I'm going to start with cards. So one way you can be organised for birthdays in 2026 is by getting all of your birthday cards for the year in January, literally, and then you're done. And you can also make it a day, because you can slowly just pick out cards that are really nice for people, you know, sentimental cards. If it's someone's milestone birthday for someone, then you can just pick out a really nice card for them, and you don't have to worry about running to the shop last minute to get them a card because you've forgotten about it, or you've left it, or you're too busy. Because let's be honest, working full time and then trying to get everything, have the time to pick up things like that, it's sometimes just hard to find the time, especially if you're too busy. So pick them all up in January usually. So you're going to make a list of things, make a list of all your birthdays, and if there's any milestone birthdays and what month they're in, make a list of them all. Then you're going to go somewhere. So I went to Card Factory to get all mine, and it literally cost me less than £30 for all of my cards. So you're going to go somewhere like that, or just anywhere that you like to get your cards from, pick up all of them, and then that's it. And also you can go to B&M, Home Bargains, wherever, and get these kind of cheap storage boxes, like plastic storage boxes, and start a birthday box where you put all your birthday cards in there. And whilst you're at it, speaking of birthdays, gifts as well. So you can do gifts as well, but the gifts is going to be a little bit different. So what you want to do is write down again. So when you've wrote down all the people's birthdays and when they are, you're also going to write down a couple of different things, like ideas of what you want to get them for their birthday. So if it's a milestone birthday, you might want to get them something with that on, or, you know, if they've mentioned something over Christmas, or they've kind of, you know, that they really like this one thing, then write a little bit of a couple of splashes of ideas down next to their name. And then what you want to do is every time, what you want to do is not kind of like purposely go out, but kind of like if you find yourself grabbing coffee with someone, just kind of look in the shops, see if there's anything that you can find that they might like. So, you know, if you find yourself in Primark and someone's asked for a really nice hoodie, or you know that they like, say, you know, they like Stranger Things, and you find yourself in Primark and you see a really nice Stranger Things hoodie, and you think, you know what, they really like that, so you pick it up whilst you're there, basically. So kind of like getting a little bit of tidbits through the year for people's birthdays. Obviously if it's January and February, it's different, but like March onwards, it's like kind of just getting a little bit of tidbits through the year. And what you can also do is use the Boxing Day sales to get birthday presents, because a lot of the times they'll have like gift sets or something that people might like in the sale, so that you can buy them that. I did that with my stepdad's birthday. His birthday's this month, literally in like a week or so, and in the Boxing Day sales I got him something that I knew he'd really like, that's really nice. So just things like that, and then put that in your box as well, and then you've got all your birthdays for the year covered. I kind of mean, like, if someone's, say, having an anniversary, if it's a really kind of special anniversary, you know, someone's got like a milestone to say they've having a baby, they're moving house, etc. They always do cards for that. So you can go, when you buy your birthday cards, write down a list of anything that you know of. Obviously things can happen out of nowhere, so someone can just be like, oh, by the way, we've just moved into a new house, and then, like, you know, but anything that you know that's happening, you can buy, and then maybe pick up a little gift or something. So say if someone's having a baby, pick up like a little bit like a teddy bear or something for the baby and gift it to them for, like, you know, if they're having a baby shower or whatever, or if someone's moving house, get them like a housewarming gift and a card, you know, kind of pick that up ahead of time if you know about that if you know about it. But obviously, again, as I say, things happen in the year, so you can't really plan if someone tells you something and it's afterwards, but you know what I mean. Christmas cards. What you can do when you go and buy your Christmas cards for the year, usually at the end of December/January, they're going to be discounting all the Christmas cards to try and get rid of them. That is your chance to buy your Christmas cards for the year coming, because then you've got it sorted, and then when it's Christmas for the year coming, you've already got them. You don't need to worry about it. And Christmas presents, I will say this as well. What you should do is the box that this is what I do. So the box I've got for my birthday stuff, I use it for Christmas. So wrapping paper, gift tags, sellotape, you know, gift bags, kind of any kind of Christmas presents I store in there, birthday presents I store in there. And then when I need it, I take them out of there, and then that's for the storage. So you can do one for birthday and Christmas, or you can separate it. But either way, do a Christmas box. So things like wrapping paper and that as well go on sale, so you can literally prep yourself for the year coming. And for Christmas presents, it can be the same as the birthday presents and the Boxing Day sales. You can take advantage of the Boxing Day sales and get things for cheap and get presents, a couple of presents sorted. And as well, people online sell a lot of their Christmas presents just after Christmas because it's something that they've already got or they don't want. So you could always look online as well. Usually on Vinted, people sell a lot of unwanted Christmas presents, so you could usually look on there, and if it's something that you know someone in your family's gonna like for Christmas or, you know, birthday, then you can buy that for them and then keep it for the year after. And I will give a tip for all of this, so birthday, special events and Christmas, is usually when I find myself just wandering town, if I'm going somewhere and I know, okay, you know what, if I'm going somewhere, I'll usually find myself wandering into Card Factory, and I'll get the gift bags because they usually have an offer on the gift bags. So I'll get the gift bags. When it was Christmas time, I was wandering around during December and I got an offer on the money wallets, or like money/voucher wallets, and I got them for like for 5 for £1 or something like that. So you can always take advantage of those offers as well whenever you find yourself in town. I will recommend this, but not everyone likes this, but I will recommend getting some sort of app and saving money outside of the bank that you use. So obviously the bank that I use, I've got obviously my main account and my savings account, which is for just kind of anything. So it could be saving up for a new car, it could be, you know, saving up. It's usually kind of, those savings are used usually for anything like big. Usually I'll put in that account, but I've got a separate bank which I use for kind of micro savings. So I use Monzo, which obviously is, a lot of people kind of don't diss it, but I don't use that as my main account. But you don't have to use Monzo. There's other banks that are similar to it that work in a similar way. But Monzo, you can put money saving pots. So I'm going to put mine here. And money saving pots are basically where you can save for other things, and it's like you save for anything you want to save for, and it's not on your main account. And it saved me loads of money because when I'm going to like do things, so like if I'm going to go get some petrol for my car, get my hair done, it's not coming out my main account, it's coming out my Monzo, which I've put money aside for that. And when I say, and this links to the events, because you can start a saving pot for birthday and Christmas. So throughout the year you can put tricklets of money into the Christmas one. So by the time it gets to Christmas, you might not be able to, like, depends how much you put in, but depending on how much you put in, you may or may not be able to use the whole of that fund to buy your Christmas presents, or you can use a chunk of that so then not all of the money out your main account is being used for Christmas. Birthdays, you can do it based on month, like if there's any birthdays. If there's a month where there's just no birthdays, you know, usually I change the amount that I put in my birthday fund. It just bases on what birthdays are in that month am I going to be buying for. Using your saving pots is a good idea, and that is a good way of being organised, because it means that you've got that separate sinking funds to separate to your bank account. Make use of writing things down, notebooks. So I've got a notebook which I use if I've got a day, if I know that tomorrow's going to be a big day and I've got a lot of stuff I need to do. The night before, get a notebook out, write it all down physically on my notebook. If I've got a shopping list, write it down. Just kind of write it down in a notebook. So making use of that, because yes, it's always good to have things on your phone, but sometimes I like to detach from my phone and still use physical things, because sometimes that can always be good to use as well. So write down. So to be more organised, if you've got a big day tomorrow and you know there's a couple of things you need to do, get a notebook and a paper and a pen and just write down a to-do list of everything you need to do. You could even do it in priority of what's more important, what's going to take longest, and then carry that around with you the whole day. And then you can physically tick things off, and then it just feels so much better. It makes me much more organised because I can see it on a page what I've got to do, and it just helps me so much. The ones that I've got, which I've shown you in one of my other videos, the little plastic boxes like that are this big. So to be more organised, use those for seasonal clothes, for things that kind of, so for like decorations, for seasonal clothes you're not wearing at the minute that's kind of taking loads of space. Because what I do with it is clothes that I'm not going to wear right now, because it's either like I've got like a Christmas jumper, I'm not going to wear that now until December, so that's going to go in the storage box. Scarves, hats and gloves, things that I'm not really going to wear now, like maybe a little bit but not too much, because obviously it's not going to be winter for much longer. Because I feel like a clean kind of bedroom, a clean living space makes it a clean mind, and it makes you a lot more kind of organised and put together. And for me personally, if I know my bedroom is clean, then I feel better myself, you know what I mean? So that's a good way of organising. And you can put it on top of your wardrobe, you can put it in a storage unit, anywhere. So kind of just same as a physical one, but on your phone, to be more organised in this year, just kind of take some time on your phone to go through everything. Go through your wallpaper, your lock screen, your apps, go through your notes, your photos, everything, emails, like so unsubscribing to certain emails or subscriptions, just kind of going through everything on your phone and kind of just in little bits and pieces, and just taking the time to just sit down and look through it helps so much, because then again I feel much better and it clears up a lot of space in your phone, and then all you've got is everything on your phone that you're going to be using, that you're going to need. I hope that you liked this video. I will see you in my next video, so please subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Bye!